Social Science Code 087 Sample Question Paper Class 10th 2024 to 25. Maximum marks 80. Time allowed 3 hours. Friends, these are the general instructions. You can pause the video and read all the general instructions given. Section A MCQs, each of 1 mark. Question 1. Why did nationalists in late 19th century India focus on recording and preserving folklore? Answer B. To restore a sense of pride in traditional culture and national identity. Question 2. Interpret the following pie diagram and choose the correct option for the following question. So friends, this is plains, this is mountains, this is plateaus. Plains carry 43%, mountains carry 30%, and plateaus 27%. What is the significance of 43% land under plains? Answer A. It provides facilities for agriculture and industry. The following question is for visually impaired candidates only in lieu of question number 2. Transformation of things available in our environment involves an interactive relationship between dash. Choose the correct option from below. Answer B. Nature, technology and institutions. Question 3. Read the data given below and answer the question. State A. Infant mortality rate per 1000 live births 2018 30. Literacy rate percentage 2017 and 18. 82. For state B, it's 7 and literacy rate 94. As per the data given above, why states B has a low infant mortality rate? Answer D. It has health care and education for all. Question 4. Match list 1 and 2 and select the correct answer using the codes below in the list. So friends, answer is D. First, reserved forest. B. Andhra Pradesh. Second, protected forest. C. Haryana. Third, unclassed forest. A. Northeastern states. Question 5. Conservation of forest is a key to the survival of human mankind. Some of the practices undertaken in India in this direction is joint forest management. Identify the correct information related to joint forest management. So friends, answer is 1 and 4 only. First is it involves local communities in the management and restoration of degraded forest. And fourth, the members of local village communities are entitled to intermediary benefits like non-timber forest producers. Question 6. The people of Belgium have successfully dealt with their country's power sharing problem and is leading a happy and peaceful life. Which route to federation have they opted for? Answer C. Holding together. Question 7. Match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the codes below in the list. So friends, answer is D. First, ethnic, a social division based on culture. Second, majoritarianism, belief that the majority community should be able to rule a country. Third, civil war, a violent conflict opposing groups within a country. Fourth, unitary system. A. Either only one or two level government. Question 8. Mr. X has taken credit to make candles during the festive season. Choose the correct options that defines the importance of credit from the given options. So friends, answer is C. First, it plays a vital and positive role in meeting his target and accelerating his income. Second, the credit helps him to meet the ongoing expenses of production. Third, the credit helps him complete the production on time. Question 9. The northeastern states of India like Nagaland, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh enjoy special status in the Constitution of India because answer is C. Due to their social and historical circumstances. Question 10. Napoleon in the given picture is depicted as a postman. What do each letter falling from his bag represent? Answer C. Territories lost by him. Note, the following question is for visually impaired candidates only in lieu of question 10. Which of the following symbol does the broken chain stand for? Answer A. Freedom. Question 11. Which of the following factors significantly contribute to the process of globalization? Select the correct options. So friends, option A is correct. Statement 1 and 2 are appropriate, which is First, expansion of multinational corporations (MNCs), and second, advancements in information and communication technology. Question 12. Which of the following statements about federalism in the Indian Constitution are correct? Answer A. 1 and 2. First is India is declared as a union of states, and second, power sharing between the union and state governments is a basic feature. Question 13. Arrange the following events in the correct chronological order leading up to the civil disobedient movement. So friends, answer is D. 1, 2, 3, 4. First is boycott of the Simon Commission. Then next, Purna Swaraj resolution passed. Then third, letter with 11 demands sent to Viceroy Irving. And last, fourth, Salt March. Question 14. In Indian economy, the three sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary, are interdependent. However, the share of employment in the primary sector remains high. Most appropriate explanation for this could be answer B. Only second and third are true. Second is Indian economy is largely agrarian and majority of population is dependent on agriculture. And third, inadequate service sector jobs force people to continue working in primary sectors. Question 15. Consider the statements given below and choose the correct answer. Statement 1. By the 1870s, caricatures and cartoons were being published in Indian journals and newspapers, commenting on social and political issues. Statement 2. Some caricatures praised the educated Indians' fascination with Western taste and clothes, while others were looking forward to social change. Answer is A. Statement first is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Question 16. The frequent stories of dash remind us that no system is entirely without shortcomings, even democracies. Identify the issue being referred to from the options given. So friends, answer is D. Corruption. The frequent stories of corruption remind us that. Question 17. Which of the following is the main factor that led to the rise of multiple political parties at the same level in India? Answer C. Linguistic and regional diversity. Question 18. The result of greater foreign investment and greater foreign trade has been dashed across countries. Find the correct option from below. Answer is D. Greater integration of production and markets. Question 19. Which of the following is the true meaning of equal treatment of women as a necessary ingredient of a democratic society? Answer is B. It is now easier for women to legally wage struggle for their rights. Question 20. Consider the statements given below and choose the correct answer. Statement 1. A communal mindset can lead to efforts to secure political influence for a specific religious group. Statement 2. Members of the majority community may seek to create a separate political entity as a response to such dynamics. Answer is A. Statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. So friends, we have completed all the MCQs from section A. Now let's proceed to section B. Very short answer questions. Question 21. Agriculture and industry are not exclusive of each other. They move hand in hand. Justify your answer with examples. Answer. Agriculture and industry are not exclusive of each other. They move hand in hand. For instance, the agro industries in India have given a major boost to agriculture by raising its productivity. They depend on the latter for raw materials and sell their products such as irrigation pumps, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, plastic and PVC pipes, machines and tools, etc. to the farmers. Question 22a. The Silk Routes are a good example of vibrant pre-modern trade and cultural links between distant parts of the world. Substantiate the statement with illustrations. Answer. The Silk Routes are a good example of vibrant pre-modern trade and cultural links between distant parts of the world. There were several Silk Routes over land and by sea that brought together regions of Asia and linked Asia with Europe and Northern Africa. They existed since before the Christian era and thrived almost till the 15th century. The name Silk Routes points to the importance of westbound Chinese silk cargoes along this route. First, Chinese pottery, textiles and spices from India and Southeast Asia also traveled the same route. In return, precious metals, gold and silver, flowed from Europe to Asia. Second, trade and cultural exchange went hand in hand. Buddhism from India spread in several directions through intersecting points on the Silk Roads. Early Christian missionaries traveled this route to reach Asia, and Muslim preachers took the same route a few centuries later. So you can write any one illustration from the two written here. Or B. New crops can significantly impact survival and well-being. Provide evidence to support this statement. Answer. First, Europe's poor began to eat better and live longer with the introduction of the humble potato. Second, Ireland's poorest peasants became so dependent on potatoes that when disease destroyed the potato crop in the mid 1840s, hundreds of thousands died of starvation. Thus, new crops can significantly impact survival and well-being. Question 23. India with vast population and diversity represents a classic example of power sharing that exemplifies the very spirit of democracy. Justify the statement. Answer. Power sharing is the very spirit of democracy. A democratic rule involves sharing power with those affected by its exercise and who have to live with its effects. People have a right to be consulted on how they are to be governed. A legitimate government is one where citizens, through participation, acquire a stake in the system. Question 24. Local government is an effective way to uphold the democratic principle of decentralization. Justify this statement with valid points. Answer. When power is taken away from central and state governments and given to local government, it is called decentralization. The basic idea behind decentralization is that there are many problems and issues which are best settled at the local level. First, people have better knowledge of problems in their localities. Second, they also have better ideas on where to spend money and how to manage things more efficiently. Third, besides at the local level, it is possible for the people to directly participate in decision making. Fourth, this helps to indicate a habit of democratic participation. Local government is the best way to realize one important principle of democracy, namely local self-government or self-rule. Local government is thus an effective way to uphold the democratic principle of decentralization. So friends, from the given 4 points, you can write any 2 points. Friends, we have completed section B. Now let's proceed to section C, short answer based questions carrying 3 marks each. Question 25. By the 17th century, as urban culture bloomed in China, the uses of print diversified. Explain the statement by giving suitable examples. First, print was no longer used just by scholar officials. Merchants used print in their everyday life as they collected trade information. Second, reading increasingly became a leisure activity. The new readership preferred fictional narratives, poetry, autobiographies, anthologies of literary masterpieces, and romantic plays. Third, rich women began to read, and many women began publishing their poetry and plays. Wives of scholar officials published their works, and courtesans wrote about their lives. Question 26a. Mr. Y from a city in India visits a rural area and finds 5 people working in a small agricultural farm. More than 2 people are not required to work in the farm, and removing the other 3 will not affect production. How can one solve this problem of underemployment in rural areas? Explain. Answer. If more men are working than required is called as disguised unemployment. In this case, the other 3 who are not required should take up different jobs that would increase the total family income. For example, they can be employed in projects like building of dams, canals or roads in the village. First, government can invest some money in transportation and storage of crops or make better rural roads so that mini trucks reach everywhere. Second, promotion of industries like setting up a dal mill, opening a cold storage could give an opportunity for farmers to store their products like potatoes and onions and sell them when the price is good. Third, in villages near forest areas, they can start honey collection centers where farmers can come and sell wild honey. It is also possible to set up industries that process vegetables and agricultural produce like potato, sweet potato, rice, wheat, tomato, fruits, which can be sold in outside markets and thus generate employment. Fourth, government can plan to give loans at lower rates of interest to people in rural areas to start something new, thereby solving problems of underemployment. Friends, you can write any 3 points from the given points. Or 26b, Sunil and Raman did their graduation from the same college. Sunil got employed in an unorganized sector and was not satisfied, whereas Raman got employed in an organized sector and was happy and satisfied. Identify 3 reasons for Sunil's dissatisfaction as compared to Raman. Answer. First, Raman was happy because in the organized sector, they enjoy security of employment. They are expected to work only a fixed number of hours. If they work more, they have to be paid overtime by the employer. They also get several other benefits from their employers as they get paid leave, payment during holidays, provident fund, gratuity, etc. They are supposed to get medical benefits and under the laws, the factory manager must ensure facilities like drinking water and a safe working environment. When they retire, these workers get pensions as well. Second, whereas Sunil was unhappy because the unorganized sector is characterized by small and scattered units which are largely outside the control of the government. There are rules and regulations, but these are not followed. Jobs here are low paid and often not regular. There is no provision for overtime, paid leave, holidays, leave due to sickness, etc. Employment is not secure. People can be asked to leave without any reason. When there is less work, such as during some seasons, some people may be asked to leave. Third, a lot also depends on the whims of the employer. This sector includes many people who are employed on their own doing small jobs such as selling on the street or doing repair work. Question 27. Define agricultural term used for cultivation of fruits and vegetables. Write its features with reference to India. Answer. Horticulture is a term used for the cultivation of fruits and vegetables. Some features are: first, India is one of the major producers of fruits and vegetables in the world. Second, it is a producer of tropical and temperate fruits. Third, India produces 13% of the world's vegetables. Question 28. Women empowerment has greatly improved their status in society over the years. Give any 3 examples to prove the statement. Answer. Women empowerment has taken leaps and bounds from yesteryears to the present. We can see the following developments. A. Passing of Women Reservation Bill 2023. B. Improved literacy rates. C. Women have equal rights as men on their father's property. D. Women could be seen in all the fields of development: science, economy, education, media, corporate, etc. So friends, you can write any other point which can be considered. Question 29. Over the 40 years between 1973 to 74 and 2013 to 14, while production in all the 3 sectors has increased, it has increased the most in the tertiary sector. As a result, in the year 2013 to 14, the tertiary sector has emerged as the largest producing sector in India, replacing the primary sector. Why do you think tertiary sector has become so popular in India? Support your answer giving any 3 reasons. Answer. First, in any country, several services such as hospitals, educational institutions, post and telegraph services, police stations, courts, village administrative offices, municipal corporations, defense, transport, banks, insurance companies, etc. are required. These can be considered as basic services. In a developing country, the government must take responsibility for the provision of these services. Second, the development of agriculture and industry leads to the development of services such as transport, trade, storage, and the like, as we have already seen. Greater Greater the development of the primary and secondary sectors, more would be the demand for such services. Third, as income levels rise, certain sections of people start demanding many more services like eating out, tourism, shopping, private hospitals, private schools, professional training, etc. You can see this change quite sharply in cities, especially in big cities. Fourth, over the past decade or so, certain new services such as those based on information and communication technology have become important and essential. The production of these services has been rising rapidly. Nevertheless, the service sector in India employs many different kinds of people. At one end, there are limited number of services that employ highly skilled and educated workers. At the other end, there are a very large number of workers engaged in services such as small shopkeepers, repair persons, transport persons, etc. These people barely manage to earn a living, and yet they perform these services because no alternative opportunities for work are available to them. Hence, only a part of this sector is growing in importance. So friends, you can write any 3 points from the given 4 points. Section D, long answer based questions carrying 5 marks each. Question 30A, analyze the measures adopted to prevent soil erosion caused due to natural forces. Answer, there are various measures which can be adopted to prevent soil erosion caused due to natural forces. First, plugging along the contour lines can decelerate the flow of water down the slopes. This is called contour plugging. Second, steps can be cut out on the slopes making terraces. Terrace cultivation restricts erosion. Western and central Himalayas have well developed terrace farming. Third, large fields can be divided into strips. Strips of grass are left to grow between the crops. This breaks up the force of the wind. This method is known as strip cropping. Fourth, planting lines of trees to create shelter also works in a similar way. Rows of such trees are called shelter belts. These shelter belts have contributed significantly to the stabilization of sand dunes and in stabilizing the desert in western India. Fifth, natural forces like wind, glacier, and water lead to soil erosion. And friends, you can write any other relevant point. Question 30b, Mohan recently bought a farm and wants to grow crops such as sugarcane, cotton, and jowar. He is unfamiliar with the local soil types and climatic conditions. Help him identify the appropriate soil type and its properties for successful farming. Answer, black soil is ideal for growing cotton, jowar, and sugarcane. First, this type of soil is typical of the Deccan Trap basalt region spread over northwest Deccan Plateau and is made up of lava flows. Second, they cover the plateaus of Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh and extend in the southeast direction along the Godavari and the Krishna valleys. Third, the black soils are made up of extremely fine, that is clayey material. They are well known for their capacity to hold moisture. Fourth, in addition, they are rich in soil nutrients such as calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash, and lime. Fifth, these soils are generally poor in phosphoric contents. Sixth, they develop deep cracks during hot weather, which helps in the proper aeration of the soil. Seventh, these soils are sticky when wet and difficult to work on unless tilled immediately after the first shower or during the pre-monsoon period. You can write any 5 points or relevant points. Question 31a, Romanticism, a cultural movement sought to develop a particular form of nationalist sentiment, justify the statement with suitable arguments. Answer, the development of nationalism did not come about only through wars and territorial expansion. Culture played an important role in creating the idea of the nation. Art and poetry, stories, and music helped express and shape nationalist feelings. First, Romantic artists and poets generally criticized the glorification of reason and science and focused instead on emotions, intuition, and mystical feelings. Their effort was to create a sense of a shared collective heritage, a common cultural past as the basis of a nation. Second, Romantics such as the German philosopher Johann Gottfried Herder (1744 to 1803) claimed that true German culture was to be discovered among the common people, thus Volk. It was through folk songs, folk poetry, and folk dances that the true spirit of the nation, Volksgeist, was popularized. So, collecting and recording these forms of folk culture was essential to the project of nation building. Third, the emphasis on vernacular language and the collection of local folklore was not just to recover an ancient national spirit, but also to carry the modern nationalist message to large audiences who were mostly illiterate. This was especially so in the case of Poland, which had been partitioned at the end of the 18th century by the great powers Russia, Prussia, and Austria. Fourth, even though Poland no longer existed as an independent territory, national feelings were kept alive through music and language. Karol Karpinski, for example, celebrated the national struggle through his operas and music, turning folk dances like the Polonaise and Mazurka into nationalist symbols. Fifth, language too played an important role in developing nationalist sentiments. After the Russian occupation, the Polish language was forced out of schools and the Russian language was imposed everywhere. In 1831, an armed rebellion against Russian rule took place, which was ultimately crushed. Following this, many members of the clergy in Poland began to use language as a weapon of national resistance. Polish was used for church gatherings and all religious instruction. As a result, a large number of priests and bishops were put in jail or sent to Siberia by the Russian authorities as punishment for their refusal to preach in Russian. The use of Polish came to be seen as a symbol of the struggle against Russian dominance. Question 31b. The Treaty of Vienna depicted the spirit of conservatism. Substantiate the statement with key features of the treaty. Answer. After the defeat of Napoleon in 1815, European governments were driven by a spirit of conservatism. The representatives of the four great European powers, Britain, Russia, Prussia, and Austria, who had collectively defeated Napoleon, met at Vienna to draw up a settlement for Europe. The Congress was hosted by the Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich. The result was the Treaty of Vienna of 1815. First, its object was to undo the changes that had come about in Europe during the Napoleonic Wars and to restore the monarchies that had been overthrown by Napoleon and create a new conservative order in Europe. Conservatives believed that established traditional institutions of state and society, like the monarchy, the church, social hierarchies, property, and the family, should be preserved. Second, the Bourbon dynasty, disposed during the French Revolution, was restored to power. France lost the territories it had annexed under Napoleon. Third, a series of states were set up on the boundaries of France to prevent it from expansion in future. For example, Kingdom of the Netherlands, which included Belgium, was set up in the north. Genoa was added to Piedmont in the south. Fourth, Prussia was given territories on its western frontiers. Austria was given control of northern Italy. The German Confederation of 39 states set up by Napoleon was left untouched. Fifth, in the east, Russia was given part of Poland, while Prussia was given a portion of Saxony. The main intention was to restore the monarchies that had been overthrown by Napoleon and create a new conservative order in Europe. Question 32a. Political parties are a necessary condition for a democracy. Analyze the statement with relevant points. Answer. In a democratic setup, political parties are required because without political parties, first, every candidate in the elections will be independent, no promises could be made, and the utility of the government formed will remain uncertain. Second, no one will be responsible for running the country. Elected representatives will only be accountable to their constituency. Third, there will be no agency to gather and present different views on various issues to the government. Fourth, no one will be responsible for bringing various representatives together to form a responsible government. Fifth, there will be no mechanism to support the government, make policies, and justify or oppose them. You can write any other relevant point. Question 32b. Political parties today face several challenges that impact their democratic functioning. Justify this statement. Answer. The first challenge is lack of internal democracy within parties. All over the world, there is a tendency in political parties towards the concentration of power in one or few leaders at the top. Parties do not keep membership registers, do not hold organizational meetings, and do not conduct internal elections regularly. Ordinary members of the party do not get sufficient information on what happens inside the party. They do not have the means or the connections needed to influence the decisions. Second, the second challenge of dynastic succession is related to the first one. Since most political parties do not practice open and transparent procedures for their functioning, there are very few ways for an ordinary worker to rise to the top in a party. Those who happen to be the leaders are in a position of unfair advantage to favor people close to them or even their family members. In many parties, the top positions are always controlled by members of one family. Third, the third challenge is about the growing role of money and muscle power in parties, especially during elections. Since parties are focused only on winning elections, they tend to use shortcuts to win elections. They tend to nominate those candidates who have or can raise lots of money. Rich people and companies who give funds to the political parties tend to have influence on the policies and decisions of the party. Fourth, the fourth challenge is that very often parties do not seem to offer a meaningful choice to the voters. To offer to offer meaningful choice, parties must be significantly different. In recent years, there has been a decline in the ideological differences among parties in most parts of the world. For example, the difference between the Labour Party and the Conservative Party in Britain is very little. They agree on more fundamental aspects but differ only in details on how policies are to be framed and implemented. Fifth, not much difference between the leaders as well. They keep shifting from one party to another. You can write any other relevant point. Question 33a. Miss X wants to start a savory food store in her village. She wants to supplement her income to raise the standard of living of her family. How do you think self-help groups can help? Support your answer with reasons. Answer: self-help groups help the poor to become self-reliant in terms of savings and generating income. First, can avail the facilities of loans from formal sources like banks at a low rate of interest. Second, they do not demand collateral and so she can easily access. Third, self-help groups are exclusively meant for rural women like Miss X to make them economically independent through self-employment opportunities. Fourth, this will help her to start and expand her business and thus improving the standard of living. Fifth, skill development. SHGs in India have also been successful in providing skill development and training opportunities to women. Through training programs, she can be equipped with the necessary skills to start and run a successful business. Sixth, social empowerment. By providing a platform for women to come together, share their experiences, and support each other, SHGs have empowered women to take charge of their lives and become active participants in their communities. You can write any other relevant point. Question 33b. Money, by providing the crucial intermediate step, eliminates the need for double coincidence of wants. Justify the statement highlighting the significance of the modern form of money in India. Answer: in a barter system where goods are directly exchanged without the use of money, double coincidence of wants is an essential feature. In contrast, in an economy where money is in use, money, by providing the crucial intermediate step, eliminates the need for double coincidence of wants. Second, people with the help of money can purchase whatever he needs. No goods or other items are needed for exchange anymore. Since money acts as an intermediate in the exchange process, it is called a medium of exchange. Third, modern forms of money include currency, paper notes, and coins. Unlike the things that were used as money earlier, modern currency is not made of precious metals such as gold, silver, and copper. And unlike grain and cattle, they are neither of everyday use. The modern currency is without any use of its own. Fourth, it is accepted as a medium of exchange because the currency is authorized by the government of the country. In India, the Reserve Bank of India issues currency notes on behalf of the central government. As per Indian law, no other individual or organization is allowed to issue currency. Moreover, the law legalizes the use of rupee as a medium of payment that cannot be refused in settling transactions in India. No individual in India can legally refuse a payment made in rupees. Hence, the rupee is widely accepted as a medium of exchange. You can write any other relevant point. Section E, case-based questions carrying 4 marks each. Question 34. Read the source given below and answer the questions that follow. Emboldened with this success, Gandhiji in 1919 decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act 1919. This act had been hurriedly passed through the Imperial Legislative Council despite the united opposition of the Indian members. It gave the government enormous powers to repress political activities and allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for 2 years. Mahatma Gandhi wanted non-violent civil disobedience against such unjust laws, which would start with a hurtle on 6th April. First, why did the British introduce the Rowlatt Act? Answer. One of the primary reasons for the Rowlatt Act was to suppress the growing nationalist movements and unrest in India. The Rowlatt Act gave the colonial authorities all powers to arrest and detain individuals without trial, making it easier to suppress political opposition and prevent further nationalist agitation. Second, examine the effect of this act on Indians. Answer. The act gave the authorities the power to prohibit public gatherings and censor the press. First, this curbed the freedom of speech and assembly, as Indians were no longer free to express their political views, hold public meetings, or publish materials critical of British rule without risking arrest and prosecution. Second, random arrests and detention powers under the Rowlatt Act led to widespread misuse of power. Many political leaders, activists, and ordinary citizens were arrested on suspicion of being involved in anti British activities. This resulted in a climate of fear where people were afraid to voice their opinions against British oppression. Third, how did Mahatma Gandhi respond to the Rowlatt Act? Provide one reason for his reaction. Answer. Mahatma Gandhi wanted non-violent civil disobedience against such unjust laws, which would start with the hurtle on 6th April. Gandhiji in 1919 decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act 1919. Question 35. Read the source given below and answer the questions that follow. Given the abundance and renewability of water, it is difficult to imagine that we may suffer from water scarcity. The moment we speak of water shortages, we immediately associate it with regions having low rainfall or those that are drought prone. We instantaneously visualize the deserts of Rajasthan and women balancing many matkas, earthen pots used for collecting and storing water and traveling long distances to get water. True, the availability of water resources varies over space and time, mainly due to the variations in seasonal and annual precipitation. But water scarcity in most cases is caused by overexploitation, excessive use, and unequal access to water among different social groups. First, give any one reason that could contribute to water scarcity in the future. Answer. Water scarcity in most cases is caused by overexploitation, excessive use, and unequal access to water among different social groups. Second, why a resident of Rajasthan would choose to install a submersible water pump? Answer. People of Rajasthan have to travel long distances for collecting water. Having a submersible water pump would solve the purpose of water. So I think here is correction. It should be submersible water pump. Third, why is water conservation crucial? Discuss any one key for effective water management and conservation. Answer. Water conservation is crucial to provide clean water for humans to sustain life. Conservation of water requires a lot concerted efforts from every person in the world. We can take following steps. A. Constructing sophisticated hydraulic structures like dams built of stone, rubble, reservoirs or lakes, embankments and canals for irrigation. B. Rainwater harvesting. Here any one point is required. Question 36. Read the source given below and answer the questions that follow. Human Development Report. Once it is realized that even though the level of income is important, yet it is an inadequate measure of the level of development, we begin to think of other criterion. There could be a long list of such criterion, but then it would not be so useful. What we need is a small number of the most important things. Health and education indicators, such as the ones we used in comparison of Kerala and Punjab, are among them. Over the past decade or so, health and education indicators have come to be widely used along with income as a measure of development. For instance, Human Development Report published by UNDP compares countries based on the educational levels of the people, their health status, and per capita income. It would be interesting to look at certain relevant data regarding India and its neighbors from Human Development Report 2006. First, on what basis the UNDP compares countries on human development? Answer: Human Development Report published by UNDP compares countries based on the educational levels of the people, their health status, and per capita income. Second, explain human development briefly. Answer: Human development is a process of enhancing the range of people's choices, increasing their opportunities for education, healthcare, income, and empowerment. It also covers the full range of human choices from a sound physical environment to economic, political, and social freedom. You can write any other relevant point. Third, mention other aspects that should be considered in measuring human development. Answer: Yes, there are other aspects as well, like life expectancy, access to public facilities such as water, sanitation, roads, electricity, etc. Section F, Map Skill Based Question. Question 37A. Two places A and B have been marked on the given outline map of India. Identify them and write their correct names on the lines drawn near them. A. The place where the peasant satyagraha took place. B. Indian National Congress session was held at this place in September 1920. So friends, this is the outline of map, and this is A and this is B. A is Kheda, Gujarat, and B is Calcutta. Note, the following question is for visually impaired candidates only in lieu of question 37A. A. Name the place where the peasant satyagraha took place. Answer is Kheda, Gujarat. B. Name the place where the Indian National Congress session was held in September 1920. Answer: Calcutta. Question 37B. On the same outline map of India, locate and label any three of the following with suitable symbols. So friends, first, a software technology park in Maharashtra. Answer: Pune. Second, a coal mine in Jharkhand. Bokaro. Third, the tallest dam in India. Tehri Dam. Fourth, a seaport located in West Bengal. Haldia. And friends, you can see the location of first, second, third, and fourth. Note, the following question is for visually impaired candidates only in lieu of question number 37B. Answer any three of the following. First, name the tallest dam built in India. Answer: Tehri Dam. Second, name a seaport in West Bengal. Answer: Haldia. Third, name the coal mine in Jharkhand. Answer: Bokaro. Fourth, name the software technology park present in the state of Maharashtra. Answer: Pune. Friends, our sample paper for social science code 087 is complete for class 10th 2024-25. If you like the video, kindly like it and share it with your friends. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.